Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video and the start of a brand new series on the channel. We are here for the beginning of the LCR Formula 2 Championship, a brand new series back actually for its second season on LCR, but the first time I am taking part. And this series is a bit of a long one for Formula 2. It is following their Formula 1 calendar, so I think it's about 16, 17 rounds at the end of the day. And although the first round is here in Bahrain, just like it is in real life, we head to Australia next week for race 2. So it's going to be a little bit interesting, obviously taking the Formula 2 cars around a lot of tracks that obviously they just don't race at in real life. So hopefully, yeah, it's going to be some good fun at the end of the day here. But qualifying didn't quite go the way I wanted it. We start P15 ready for this Grand Prix, last on the grid for the first race of the night. But yeah, all the Formula 2 rules are as they are in real life. Race distances, it is a 50% feature race and then a 25% sprint race. So it's only about a 6-lap sprint race for most of the races on the calendar here. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Hoping to just try and get into a little bit more F1 at the moment here. You know, don't have too many expectations, especially as I won't be able to race every week. But hopefully, yeah, we can just try and have a good, fun races out back in the Formula 2 cars. I really do enjoy racing these cars as well. So yeah, hopefully we can have a good race to kick off the championship here. But starting from very back on the grid here, it's definitely going to be a difficult one to kick off the championship. But we are ready though on the grid for the first round of the championship. It's 5 lights and it's lights out and away we go there. And actually struggling a bit with the weird traction bog there. Luckily it doesn't cost us too much on the run down towards Turn 1. You can see Future Ride Dog on the inside as we head down in towards the first braking zone there, trying to look down the outside into T1 there. A little bit of contact on the inside of us there as we're going to try and get around the outside of a couple of cars there. Actually having to trim turn 2 as we squeeze Frobo Jobo out on the exit there. But we're up into P12 of the Grand Prix pretty much instantly here, still side by side with Joe there. Apex on the inside, braking very early as we head through turn 4 there, as you can see at the top of the hill. And now we're up into P11, a huge wobble off the exit of the corner there. Apex has a look back up the inside there, but we try and go right around the outside of him and to the inside for the next couple of corners here. So we're up 4 places off the start of the Grand Prix there, so quite happy with that. But next up we've got the very laggy Neon Treedom here as we head down in towards the tricky turn 9 complex there. He's just rubber banding him so slightly in front of us here as he's actually going to try to look up the inside of Jam Pancakes here on the exit of the corner there. But yeah, we need to try and get past Neon as quickly as possible here because, you know, there's such a big chance that we're going to pick up front wing damage stuck behind him, you know, if he lags back ever so slightly or something like that, which is obviously we really don't need in the opening race of the championship. Obviously the main aim for this first race was just to try and get ourselves up into the top 8, so obviously we get, you know, high up on the reverse grid. That's probably, you know, based on the people competing, should be our aim. Unless something goes catastrophically wrong, we should be able to get top 8 and then hopefully have a good sprint race here. Basically all I'm asking for in LCR is just to try and be a consistent point scorer at the end of the day and see where we end up here. But you can see, end of lap 1 there, it is VSR Dralex actually, I'm pretty certain, who leads the way as we head down towards turn 1 here. Still in the slipstream of Neon Treedom there. We're going to dart back to the outside in towards the braking zone there. Try to have a look around the outside through turn 1 there. And once again, it looks like we've been able to make that work. Hooked it up around the outside. He can't quite get the switch back on us on the exit of the corner there as we're now in the slipstream of Jam Pancakes here. Just trying to follow him as actually it looks like Treedom is going to be able to have a look up the inside in towards turn 4 there. But not able to get the run through the corner there. We're going to try and cut him off on the apex there. Just don't allow him to, you know, push me out wide and get the traction on the exit there. So yeah, we're now up into P10 of the race by the end of lap 2 there. As you can see, over the next couple of laps there will be quite a big battle going on between Jam Pancakes and Jamie183, who I'm sure you guys are well aware of at this point. There a bit of contact in towards turn 1 here, but something to notice actually, a lot of drivers were starting on the set of the medium compound here. This was a strategy that I'd gone with, but we still had quite a few starting on the soft, so it's going to be interesting to see how that worked out at the end of the Grand Prix there. But Jam Pancakes having a look up the inside of Jamie as those softs are really starting to go off now for the why have I forgot how they pronounce that name now? The Virtuosi team, as we try to have a look up the inside of Jamie there. He's then going to brake way too early into the next corner there. We've got another car out wide. I'm pretty certain that was Sims in the Campos, if I'm not mistaken. I still don't know the Formula 2 cars at the end of the day there. But yeah, that now moves us up into P8 of the Grand Prix there. And at the moment, we're just trying to stick with jam pancakes in the DRS here. You know, it's so strong in these Formula 2 cars because you just don't really get the dirty air like you get in the Formula 1 cars here. So you can really just hang on to a car that is meant to be a lot quicker than you at this stage of the Grand Prix there. But at the end of lap 5, everyone on the soft compounded tyres there is going to dive into the pit lane there. So it's going to mean we're now up into P3 behind Jam Pancakes and Connor, otherwise known as T10 Amazed, on F1 2019 there. It's actually, I think, Jamie, the only person on a set of the softs that's going to stay out for that extra lap here. But yeah, over the next few laps, though, would be very quiet. We would get ready to come into the pits on the end of lap 10 and see where we are going to rejoin in this Grand Prix there, making sure we get it slowed down nice and tightly. Obviously, it is only a 25 mile an hour speed, 37 mile an hour speed limit, I should say, in the Formula 2 cars, I think, on every track on the calendar there. So, you know, it's something you've got to be careful of in these races as well here. As you can see, coming down to our pit box, they're going to try and get a nice tidy pit stop. It's always a bit later than you think it is. You've got to wait for the Jackman to go, and then you can get racing once again in these cars there. We can see we've made up actually a little bit of progress under, you know, on the overcut in this race there. We'd actually come back out of in this Grand Prix, I think in P6, just behind LK in this race there. And we almost go for the Maldonado in towards turn 1, the Maldonado Gutierrez on him, but we just about slot in behind there. And yeah, now up into P6 of the Grand Prix, so we've actually overcut a couple more cars in this Grand Prix there. But you can see over the next couple of laps, though, we need to try and get past LK. These tyres are going to be much quicker than a set of the mediums for about 3 laps, and then they're pretty much going to even out and probably fall off in the final lap of this race here. So as we head through the next couple of corners, we need to try and get these up to temperature and really focus on getting up to LK and try to get past him as soon as possible here in this race before these tyres go off. And that's exactly what I do. End of lap 11 here, the start of lap 12, we get in the DRS and we just be gaining on the run towards turn 1 here. And we're not going to be particularly close in towards the braking zone, but I'm going to go full send up the inside there, much later on the brakes there, hanging out dry on the exit of the corner there. And yeah, that is us now up into P5 of the race here. So a really good race so far here. As you can see now, Jam Pancakes way up the road, actually starting to close up to Mel in this race. Maloney 88, Fiesta 24, whatever you want to call him here. But heading on though to the final lap of the race, like I said, we never really were going to get the chance to gap LK, but we did keep him just at bay out of the DRS window there. Connor though does come through to win the race there. He used line though, so it doesn't really count at the end of the day. But through the final couple of corners though, it looks like Jam Pancakes actually got the jump on Mel there, but penalties are going to drop him back down to P4. And in fact, we're actually going to jump him as well on the penalties there, as well as LK. So I think he picked up like 13 seconds worth somehow in 16 laps there. But P4 at the end of our very first race in these Formula 2 cars here in LCR. I will certainly take that, especially from P15 on the grid there. But yeah, it was Connor ahead of Dralex there. Melanie picks up the double MP Motorsport podium at the end of the day, ahead of myself, LK, Jam Pancakes, Fens, Treedom, Jamie, Sims, and then Apex, Futile Ride Dog, and Frobo round out the finishes there at the end of the first race of the night. But getting ready then on the grid for the second race here, we're going to be starting P5. Obviously, it is the top 8 reverse grid, so it is Neon Treedome and Fens there. The two, I think it's Singapore and Australian laggy boys there. You can see LK as well, actually lagging as well for me. So this might be an interesting start to the second race of the night there. But the 5 lights are on, and it is 5 lights, and away we go here. Trying to get off to a bit of a better start this time around. Not much better. It seems like we haven't lost out too much, though, to a lot of the cars there. Is on the run down towards turn 1 there. We're just going to brake nice and tidily on the outside there. And a lot of contact through turn 1 there. You can see, I think, 2-3 cars there. All 3 of them just in front of us there. Both getting sideways in front. So we get around the outside of a couple of them. Luckily, Treedome actually keeps it pointed in the right direction there. But yeah, that's straight up into the podium places of this race here. So a perfect little start for ourselves. Fens is basically just going to try and bolt it in this second race of the night there. Obviously the reverse grid pole really does give him a good chance of that, as we are going to have to try and sit behind Neon and open up a move where we can. Obviously, just like in race 1, you know, we want to try and get past him as quickly as possible here, but we can really struggle behind his lagging car there. As you can see on the end of lap 1, though, this is exactly what we were trying to do there. Fens leads the way already by a good couple of seconds there, I think, at the end of lap 1, as we're now trying to look around the outside of Tree Dome in towards turn 1 there. We try and keep him defensive there, brake nice and late in towards turn 1 there. Can we do what we did in race 1 there? He's got a lock up, run me out a little bit wide, but once again, just like we did in race 1 though, we get the power down on the exit of the corner there, and we now move ourselves up into P2 of the Grand Prix here. Try just to play a little bit defensive from him as we reach the top of the hill there, and trying to keep it nice and tidy through the next couple of corners, try and get the power down as well on the exit there. And yeah, it looks like we have held on to P2 at this stage of the race there, but on towards the end of the second lap here, this would be unfortunately where I'd make a very critical mistake in this race here. As you can see, coming through the final few corners of lap 2, we just run a bit wide, and that is going to be an instant 2-second time penalty there, and that is what happens in the Formula 2 sprint races here. You basically pick up a penalty instantly in these cars there, so that was really unfortunate there. And at the moment, 2 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but as we head towards the end of lap 4 here, you can see Dralex was really starting to close us down there. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix coming out from him just behind us there, and he's going to go up the inside and towards turn 1 there. Try to just get the switchback move on him, try to get the power up the hill here. As you can see, just going slow in, fast out of turn 2 there. Don't use the curbs on the exit, and it looks like we've actually been able to make that move work. So going to be able to get the DRS and actually have a look up the inside once again in towards turn 4 here. Can we get the car slotted, just avoiding the curbs there? We just might get the car in front, and we now move ourselves back up into P2 of the Grand Prix here. And I was being very conscious about not losing myself too much time as well doing this, obviously, because if a lot of guys behind us would bunch up, then we could lose out a lot of places with this penalty. Obviously, most people should be able to keep it between the white lines for 6 laps running in this race there. We can see Dralex once again gets the move up the inside there, and he's going to be a little bit more cautious and wary of me getting the switchback this time around there. We tried to get the power down once again, and we've got pretty even a run with him, but yeah, it's not going to be close enough to go for anything this time around there. As you can see, he goes a little bit defensive, but this time we're not going to try and fight it. You know, we need to play the long game and just focus on our penalty at the moment there. There is no chance, unless LK makes a mistake, that we're going to be able to stay out ahead of him at the moment there. But potentially Connor behind, he was about 2.2 seconds back at the moment there, so potentially we could try and hold on ahead of him for P4 at the end of the second race. They're trying to get the power down there, a little bit of a fishtail on the exit of the corner there, but it's a bit of a weird one with the DRS. Obviously, we just get close to Dralex anyway, so, I mean, if we lose a little bit of time and we still end up on his gearbox by the end of this straight there, we haven't really lost out anything in the long run there, as it looks like, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening at the moment here. So as we head now down in towards the final sector of this race there, Fens, he pulled away at the start there, you know, we got a clean getaway, and that was the most important thing for him. That's how you win the sprint races here in Formula 2. But through the final couple of corners, you can see Dralex still just up the road here as we get a little bit loose through that corner there. As you can see, yeah, LK just behind us as well. Connor, though, that is the real question for me at the moment. How far back is he going to be as we head down in towards the final corner of this race? He's going to be P3 on the road there, and unfortunately that penalty is going to drop us down. But what position to? Fens takes the win, Dralex in second, LK in third, but we only just hold on ahead of Connor there by 1/10 of a second at the end of the day there. So really happy with that in the end. Connor 5th, Jam Pancake 6th, Melanie in 7th there ahead of Jinx there, with Jamie finishing P9 in both races at the end of the day there. But have a look then at the final results. It's going to be Connor who leads the way in the championship there, ahead of Dralex, and I think we are P4. I mean, we had 2 P4s in the races, so I'd imagine we're P4 overall as well there. But yeah, really fun first week out in the LCR Formula 2 series. I'm a full-time driver for this series, but unfortunately I won't be able to make every week. So like I said, I'm just aiming for consistent points, and hopefully, you know, we can finish the season sort of, you know, top 6, I'd like to say, but we'll obviously have to wait and see about that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Do get yourself subscribed if you're new around here, and yeah, hopefully I will see you guys back here next week for Australia.